My name's Nigel Fletcher from the WFF. We're from the Worktop Fabricators Federation, and I'm joined here with Claire. I'm the head of operations, and Claire
heads up the communications, so I'm good at talking.
And today we're here to talk about our partners, Technistone. And one of the questions is what sets Technistone aside on the technical and safety aspect. I think from working as partners with Technistone for the last several years in the industry, the documentation and certification that's brought forward always impresses me. Now I have to remain neutral because we've got many good partners in terms of material, etc. But as market leading, I think the Technistone brand really sits well with the WFF ethos.
Our members are basically vetted, so that we know everyone that we're working with, everyone that signs up to be a member. It's not something that we take lightly. We don't just sort of give somebody a badge and say, yeah, that'll do. Everybody is kind of looked at in detail for what they can bring, and all of our members are very much in support of the overall message of making it safer, for everybody.
The current membership is just over the 100. Our nemesis, worst enemy, is those that don't care. Now that's in terms of price of material, but how they actually handle the material around their yard. Dry cutting is one of these criteria that Claire is saying there that we will not tolerate. The announcement was so refreshing that Technistone won't knowingly supply anyone that's dry cutting. That's a powerful message, and it shouldn't get overtaken by marketing or anything like that. The actual principle behind it does set standards, and that's what we're driving for. From the WFF's point, we audit all our members, so application is not onerous, but it takes some time and to get their certification correct. So part of the audit as well is we need to see water suppressed cutting, and that's where the partnership with Technistone is fairly unique on our sponsors. The sales force are helping with that audit, so they are almost driven to find accounts that are using water suppressed. There's other angles as well. Obviously they've got to have a limited company with a structure there, so we're going through a number of tests, and then on year 2 we follow that up with a more gap analysis to see what improvements they've made from the following year. So we're always signposting and trying to move forward.
We're also looking to work with companies who are very much about kind of career progression, aren't we, as well? These are the kind of members that we like to work with because they see that there are people coming through who will be the future.
Onboarding is a very, very serious aspect, and a career path, like Claire is saying. We all come now with a digital age, so there is new technology within the industry with CNC machining and laser, CAD, and it's fast moving. But the skill set still needs some sort of...
Yeah, we need energy.
Yeah,
we need energy in the industry and people that are kind of digital natives.
It's a very design-led, so I expect Technistone are looking for the next thing in 3 years' time. From our membership, we're looking at what processes and what machinery will come along to handle that. Working with reputable fabrication, perfectly safe. I mean, this top in front of it is perfectly safe in a home, it is just when it's being milled. And that's what the industry has got to wake up to. That's where the consumer has got to understand that it's not just price and buy the cheapest, it's handle it correctly.
It's challenging kind of preconceptions about things as well, and one of the drives that we're sort of working on at the minute is to actually encourage kind of interior designers to be almost like the kind of influencers for the industry, to actually ask more questions, like, go and visit the fabricator that you have worked with, that you're planning to work with. Just take a look round, and if a fabricator welcomes you in, then that's brilliant.
We call it the journey of the slab. If you take it from where it's produced, let's say in Czech, to it, there's a transportation which has to follow, a lot of shipping, a lot of miles. If it arrives in a fabricator's yard, of course there's cranes, there's forklifts, but you'll be surprised Some haven't even got that basics. You've got to be very careful because there's a cutout. You don't want it breaking. That's expensive. And remedials is something that we have to all be sort of aware of. Right first time is profit. And if you're working with a reputable supply chain, that profit has to be monitored.
I think a lot about collaboration and what kind of we can learn from each other. I think when people join WFF, there's that willingness to actually work together and not just on this health and safety, but also on all the other aspects of running a business day to day.
It's wider than health and safety. The camaraderie is important to share ideas. We have a reutilised app where we can share availability of material around. That helps the whole industry. It stops it going to landfill.